Shady Pines Guys, Dwayne and Steve.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first podcast, and we're happy to be coming to you today.
Our pilot episode.
Yes, I'm so excited. I know you must be too, Steve.
I am. Yes, I'm Steve, and I'm up here in Georgia.
I'm living in paradise here in Florida, where every day except when a hurricane's headed this way, it's sunshine and nice weather.
Yes, that sounds good. We had sunshine this morning, but now there's clouds moving in. But it's not cold out, but we're not Florida, unfortunately.
For you people that don't know us, Steve and I have been friends close to 30 years, and we met at the 1470 nightclub in Dayton, where we had a whole group of friends that we knew. One friend introduced all of us to each other, and we've been friends ever since.
We hit it off immediately there at Table 7, which is now infamously known as.
I remember the way we met. We were hanging out at the 1470 after our friend had introduced us, and I mentioned that a girl looked like Cricket on The Young and the Restless, and you knew immediately who she was. And I was like, well, this guy's cool. He knows his CBS soaps. And some other girl walked by, and you made the remark she looked like another character on the soaps. And someone else then walked by that I said, look, so a friendship was born.
A match made in soap heaven, CBS soap heaven, I should say.
Yes.
Back in the good old days, back then we had Young and Restless, Bold and Beautiful, As the World Turns, and Guiding Light.
Yes, and some of us still miss those last two.
Yes, yes.
And they are gone but not forgotten, and that's part of what I do. I'm a co-administrator of several As the World Turns fan groups: As the World Turns Forever, As the World Turns Memories and Moments, As the World Turns Always. Plus, we also have individual groups for the ladies of As the World Turns, and the one I'm the proudest of is the Elizabeth Hubbard, Lucinda Walsh fan group. We also have other fan groups for the other ladies, such as Colleen Zink and Eileen Fulton and Martha Byrne, but the closest to my heart is my Elizabeth Hubbard group, because Lucinda was my all-time favorite on As the World Turns.
The Queen, the character the Queen, and the actress the Queen.
Absolutely. She's just divine, and she can make any scene work. Everyone that worked with her isn't up to her level, but you know, if you're good, then you can work with her. But if you're not one of the someone with great acting capabilities, you're probably going to be left in the dust if you're doing a scene with Elizabeth Hubbard.
Yes,
she holds her own and then some.
Well, I can remember, this is a little off track, but I remember, I won't name names because people are people, but I do remember some who came on the show that you could tell they could not handle a scene with her. But there were also young people that came on the show that when they started, you could tell that it was difficult. You know, they weren't up to it, but they eventually rose up. Like, she seemed to bring out the best of the ones that were in the scene with her if they could follow her lead, I guess you could say. I don't know about acting that well, but there were some that you definitely saw grow the more they had scenes with her.
Mary Kay Adams played Elizabeth Hubbard's half-sister, Neil Alcott, for a short 6-month period.
Mm-hmm.
And she was definitely an actress who could work with Elizabeth. She's a good actress in her own right, and the chemistry between the two of them was beautiful. Like you said, not everybody could match her skills, but she's certainly a top actress in any field.
Yes, definitely. And yes, Dwayne has lots of those soap sites on Facebook. Check those out, because if you enjoyed any of your, especially As the World Turns, that's the place to go to find all your kindred spirits in Dwayne and all the other members of those groups.
Say a special shout out to Angela and all my colleagues in the As the World Turns groups.
You all do a lot.
Yeah, we do. We do. And Angela made it all possible for all of us
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
so I'm proud of that I got the chance through her to start doing it.
Great, great. And I know it's something you love.
Yeah, I do. I enjoy it. I enjoy keeping the memory of our show alive and talking about it with others.
Mm-hmm. Well, I keep busy myself, but my business is mostly chickens. We have my boyfriend and I live in Georgia, and I spend most of my days taking care of our chickens. We have a bunch of chickens, collect the eggs. We have more than we need, so I sell them at the farmer's market in town. And he makes a lot of stuff, homemade things out of wood,
Wow.
etchings, paintings, and stuff. So I take all that with us, and I go sell my eggs and all the homemade things that he has made at our farmer's market every week here in the town that we live in, Windmill Lake Farms.
Cool.
In loving memory.
Now, kind of a sad start, but we're at the end of the year, and we want to have a regular feature on our show where we will speak of someone who has passed away. With us starting at the end of the year, there was a whole year of loss that this year seems to have been extra painful as far as losing so many good people, great
Absolutely.
talent.
We lost Catherine Hayes of As the World Turns, and that was, I thought, one of the hardest deaths to accept and get over of the many celebrities have died. I had watched her every day for so long. It really hit home when she passed away.
She was ageless.
Timeless, exactly.
That's a better word for it, yes. Kim Hughes, As the World Turns.
Absolutely.
And then unfortunately, one of her younger co-stars, Marty Schellenberg, also passed away this year. Allison Stewart.
Yes, tragically, so young too.
Mm. And with a family, it's just sad.
A newborn, basically, less than a toddler. I think the baby was so sad.
So sad. I don't want to say there's a bright side on these things, but she definitely used her influence to promote the disease that eventually took her life in hopes to help other people dealing with the same things that she had dealt with.
Absolutely.
You mentioned Jerry Verdorn from
yes,
Guiding Light and the various shows.
Yes, it was another tragic loss of someone that many of us watched for many of a year.
And then another Guiding Light, Alan Lee Lawson. You
Yes.
brought that. I did not know about that one until you told me.
Yes, she passed away. It's been several months ago now. I believe she passed away in early June or late May, just off the top of my head, but another sad loss.
I have to tell you real quick, that was one of the shows I watched the most growing up because it would be on after school when you get home.
Right.
And I just loved her. Like that character, I wanted to go to the boarding house, have her cook me a meal, and hang out with all the Reardons. I just adored that character and that show.
Absolutely. It was a great show. Had a great run.
In the long list, I mean, we narrowed it down to some that maybe had more impact on our personal lives.
Absolutely.
I know two of your, well, actually three, at least I know of your big favorites that passed this year, and Nichelle Loretta Lynn, and Kirstie Alley.
Oh, I love Kirstie too. She was so funny. I liked Cheers better after she took Shelley Long's place. I thought Kirstie made it a better show.
She was definitely a presence.
Absolutely, she was. She was so good in such movies as Drop Dead Gorgeous, and I believe it's called For Richer or Poorer with Tim Allen. That was
yeah.
That was hilarious. She was the Lucy kind of her day in movies. She could play these comedic roles and really have you in stitches laughing at what was going on in the movies.
Yes, and beautiful too.
Absolutely.
And I loved her show, Veronica's Closet, by the way. I don't think it lasted that long.
I never even got to see it.
Check it out. Critics liked it, but it just didn't seem to last too long. But I liked it a lot. And of course, one of my favorites, Olivia Newton-John, passed a
Oh
few months
yes.
ago, and the wonderful Leslie Jordan, and probably if you could say an Angel on Earth, that was him. Another one of your favorites I forgot to mention was Irene Cara.
Oh yes, I liked her. She was very good singer, very much talented. She amazing woman. It's a tragic loss. She died at such a young age.
So young, and I didn't realize she started so young. I saw some clips going around of her as a child singing on television shows, and I just did not know that she had started so early.
I wasn't aware of that either, even though I had been a fan of her for quite a while. But I wasn't aware of that either.
If you haven't seen the clip, I'll have to find it and send it to you.
Okay.
She was really cute, and she sounded so good. She was very precocious. Also, we lost Christine McVie from Fleetwood Mac. I know you're not a big rock person, but that's
I like her better than most because she at least worked with Stevie Nicks.
Ronnie Spector.
Yes, another tragedy.
That
Great
makes
voice.
Yes, I think a dad with that. He was a big fan of that. What the Wall of Sound, any and all of that was his thing. I've got several records here of his that were theirs. Tony Dow from Leave It to Beaver, Big Brother, Wally, and of course Queen Elizabeth, Angela Lansbury, another queen, and Anne Heche were among those that passed away in this past year. And Bob from Sesame Street.
Oh,
that
I
was a
forgot
sad
that.
one. That one's a sad one.
Yes, I grew up with him.
Now it's time for Music Gems.
Another feature that we would like to bring you regularly on this our show, Shady Pines Guys, is featuring Dwayne, because he's a bigger expert on so much more than I am in Dwayne's music gems.
Today, my music gem features the great artist Helen Reddy. Helen was a very popular singer in the early to mid 70s, and she had an awesome voice. And a lot of people seem to have forgotten how great she was. There's a couple of packages of greatest hits out there of Helen, but the one that I recommend the most is the Essential Helen Reddy Collection. That has all of her hits on it, and it even has her, it's a multi-label. It contains a hit from Never Can Say Goodbye, which wasn't done at Capitol Records like the other recordings, but it's a great collection. She had so many wonderful treasures on here. We have I Am Woman, we have Peaceful, we have Ruby Red Dress, we have Delta Dawn, and just You and Me Against the World, and Angie Baby. Just such an accomplished singer, and I feel like, you've really missed out a piece of the 70s if you haven't heard her style and her vocals. She was really quite good. So that's my music gem of the day. I would recommend you check out the Essential Helen Reddy collection. It's got 23 of her best tracks on it, and it's well worth getting.
Wow. And isn't that rare for an album to feature titles from various companies?
Yes,
like that, right?
Yeah, it's very uncommon that they license material out like that. But I believe that was her only major hit at that other label, so that's probably why they went ahead and leased it out.
That's good.
And,
that's good.
Yeah, because most of her original recordings were made at Capitol. There is a greatest hits floating around out there that's a cheap re-recording, and I wouldn't recommend that to anyone. I would recommend this Essential collection, because there's also one called Greatest Hits on Capitol, but there's only 15 songs, and that's just not really enough of her hits. This one's 23.
Soap Dish.
We have another feature that we will have occasionally, and Dwayne is the bigger expert on this. I shouldn't say bigger expert. He is the expert on it. I'm the novice, but it's Soap Dish. And
Yes.
you have a more in-depth, you have a wider level of knowledge than I do on soaps, because mine were very particular soaps and very particular time periods. But you got a big span of years and soaps and characters and actresses and everything.
I'm really excited about Kimberlyn Brown being front burner again on The Bold and the Beautiful right now. She's got a major storyline again where she's kind of been sitting on the sidelines for the last few months. And anytime Sheila is in the story, it's always exciting because she's unpredictable, she's crazy, and she's a lot of fun. And Kimberlyn Brown she was nominated for an Emmy last year, and unfortunately she didn't win, but I thought she should have won. And she just brings so much to the show and gives it excitement and stuff that she's just a wonderful actress. And the character of Sheila I've been following for 30 years. So, I mean, it's just wonderful to have her on there and her still bringing that magic to the table. So I recommend everyone check out The Bold and the Beautiful this week. If you've missed the episodes, check out the CBS app, because you can watch as many episodes as you want on the CBS app, and it's free.
Cool.
And I certainly would recommend it, because anytime a Sheila storyline gets started, you know it's going to be exciting and something you won't want to miss.
You said it's for habit. I can't believe it's been almost 30 years. But
I can't either.
When she showed up on The Young and the Restless there, working at the hospital there under, I forget his name, but Lauren's husband's was the doctor she had her eyes on him.
Yes.
Why I can't get his name to come to me at the moment.
Peter Barton.
Yes,
Peter
I love
Barton
Peter Barton.
He was Scott Granger.
Yes, there you go. Yes, Scott Granger. And I mean, she was probably on the show 6 months, backed into a corner. You thought this ain't gonna happen. And here, 30 years later, how many corners?
Here she is, still working that magic.
Exactly. And
all of us want more every time.
Yes. You're just like, what are they going to do with her next, and how are they going to get her out of this? And she's definitely probably one of the top actresses.
Absolutely.
On the daytime soaps.
Absolutely, I think she's one of the best in the history of soaps. Myself, she's just outstanding.
I guess, Dwayne, it's probably about time we wrap up this first episode, our pilot episode of Shady Pines, guys. And we'll have a new episode again soon. This is new to us, and I'm sure we're going to morph and change as we go, because we're going to get our bearings. We'll adjust to doing the show. It's sometimes difficult when I can't see your face.
I agree.
But that's okay, though, because we've never, in all the years we've been together, knowing each other, we have not seen each other face to face in forever, but we never seem to run out of things to talk about.
I know. Isn't that amazing? Well, I'd just like to thank everybody for joining us on our pilot episode today, and we intend to improve and be better by our next episode. This is kind of our first one that we're going out the door with and giving it a try, and we appreciate you for bearing with us in this early stages of it. And I'd also, if any of your soap fans, I'd like to recommend that you check out As the World Turns, Memories and Moments, As the World Turns Forever, and As the World Turns Always fan groups. These are all on Facebook, and we have other groups featuring Elizabeth Hubbard and Eileen Fulton. Once you join one of our main groups, you should be able to ask and easily get directed to the other group you wish to join. So I'll look forward to seeing you guys there. Or if you're a Bold and the Beautiful fan, don't miss my Bold and the Beautiful Ultimate group and the Sheila Carter / Kimberlyn Brown of the Bold and the Beautiful fan group. I'm always there, and I try to have something new every day, so I'll look forward to seeing you there, and we'll see you here again next time.
The Shady Pines Guys with Dwayne and Steve, copyright 2022, all rights reserved. Any unauthorized redistribution or reproduction of part or all of the contents in any form is strictly prohibited and will result in immediate legal action. We hope you'll join us again for the Shady Pines Guys.